The remarkable thing about touring around New Zealand is really the start point, which is Auckland. You've travelled 11,500 miles. You've gone further from the UK than it's possible to go. And you get off the aeroplane and you just think, wow, I'm back at home. And that first day in New Zealand, we spend the time relaxing and exploring Auckland, which is a beautiful modern city. And certainly my personal favourite part of Auckland is the harbour area. With Great Rail Journeys, we take you from the very northernmost tip of the Northern Island of New Zealand, in the Bay of Islands area, right the way down 1,000 miles to the southernmost tip of the South Island. And although we start our journeys in Auckland, the first place we visit as we move north and we go up to where the Waitangi Treaty was signed in 1840. And then we'd spend time exploring the Bay of Islands. And the Bay of Islands area of New Zealand is one of 4 major different scenic areas that you will see. And then we come down from the Bay of Islands and we go to Rotorua, which is the capital of Maori, New Zealand. And in Rotorua, you are actually in the volcanic part of New Zealand. So you're looking at geysers and you're looking at the mud pools. From Rotorua, we take one of our major rail journeys right down the rest of the North Island on the Northern Explorer, which is a beautiful scenic train. And either side of you, as you travel down the North Island, you can see the peaks of the mountains, you can see the river gorges and the beautiful farmlands of New Zealand. At the end of that journey, we transfer across and we pick up the South Island part of our tour. And on the South Island, again, we start with a major rail journey on the Southern Coastal Explorer train down towards Christchurch. And we then track ourselves down, right the way down to the base of South Island, New Zealand, Te Anau. And along the way, we're stopping off in Christchurch, we're stopping off in Dunedin, and we're exploring this combination of Western, very modern cities, very English heritage with this amazing scenery. And we're stepping from the beaches and the bays of the north into the real alpine mountain scenery of South Island. A highlight of our trip and the South Island is we spend time in Queenstown. And from Queenstown we're able to explore the mountainous area around it, made famous particularly in the Lord of the Rings films. And we also go across to the Milford Sound, where we go on a coastal voyage, and we track up to the Franz Josef Glacier. And certainly outside of a very few areas in the world, it's the one opportunity you get to be right up close to a massive glacier. We also, in the South Island, take one of the most famous rail journeys in the world, which is the Transalpine trip, which takes you right across the South Island and really exposes the beauty of the scenery, the alpine scenery of that island. On our journeys to New Zealand, what we're trying to bring together is both a real exploration of the entirety of the country, and also we seek to combine the modern cities with the Maori culture and the beautiful food and wine that you can get in that country. For many people, New Zealand is a once-in-a-lifetime journey, and that's why we take our time to see the entirety of New Zealand. And by seeing New Zealand by rail, you're actually becoming part of New Zealand as you see it. You're exploring it, you're seeing the landscapes, the towns, the villages, rather than flying over it. And our journeys do take 18 days around New Zealand. At the end of it, you've seen all of New Zealand and you've got a sense of that magical country.